Okay, following Mike's Merck's tutorial on how to put all the inner workings of the door back together. I've got it all in there. Being in Australia, I think most of my stuff is not rusted nearly as badly as his stuff was. But I'm just going to do it step by step by starting with the door handle and just slowly tick through it. And if I come across anything different or that he hasn't shown, I'll point it out. But otherwise, go to his site, Mike's Merck's, YouTube, nails it. Anyway, let's see how I go. Okay, first step is I've taken the nuts, they're the bolts on the ground right there. I'm taking the nuts off the handles and I'm sliding them into their set positions here. Obviously with the little nut bit inside the car, not outside. I'll put these clips in, basically next, which basically just twist, put them in and then twist them 90 degrees. That one was half broken, but it is still rock solid in there. And a third one, and I've just greased them up with the grease on them. So I also have this short rod here that has a bit connected to it, which goes, I think, here somewhere. So I'm just going to connect that in Mike's videos. That's already connected, so I'll just slide that on and screw that in a bit loose, just so I can move it a bit, clean it up a little bit, and get that bit connected. And I also noticed on these rods here, the slightly bigger ones, I know it's not very good view here, but one end is slightly slightly bent, and that bit goes at the handle end. Okay, so that's in really tight. I'll put some grease on it, and it's still, it moves, even though I've done that as tight as I can go. Here's the side profile of it. Who wants to see it? And the clip goes in between that little sandwich maker part. This one I'm not quite sure about, to be honest. That one does. That one, yeah, I don't know. Now that I've said that, I might start this a little bit again. Hang on. Okay, a bit of a dilemma. On this one here, you can see it's like a sandwich maker. There's a split where the clip goes in. This one is full. It doesn't have a split, which means my clip isn't really clipping in, and I've managed to clip one on like that. We'll see how that holds up. This one is in the right spot. You can see the clip in between the two. Chucked a bit of grease in that on there, so it looks a bit manky, but it's pretty good. Yep, greased up that bit as well. Once again, see how that sits. And as you can see, when the handle goes on, that way the clips are sort of, where are we? The poles are going down from top to bottom into the holes. But they only go one way. If they're going to fit in with those things as well, you play around with it a bit and you'll find out which way they go. So, okay, I found some photos, and the opposite door in my photos has this stuff connected the other way around. So I think each door is particular. So but they only seem to go in one way, those things, if you sort of play with them a bit. So don't stress too much, and they'll all go in how you want them to. Hey, door handle's a bit loose, rattles. I was wondering, can I hammer that down a bit in further? I think there's a bit of it's not all the way through, it's pushed up. Can I hammer that down, or what I do to maybe push that pin down further, because I think that's why it's a little bit loose. Anyway, if anyone can help me with that, would be great. So that's actually can be a bit loose. If I slide this forward as far as I can go, holding it with funny hands, it tightens it up a lot. So yeah, sliding the handle forward tightens that up a fair bit. So anyway, it's no point. So back here it's loose. It doesn't close flush. That pushing it forward makes it close flush for me anyway. So okay, these are the bits I've got left to put on. This is for the vacuum lock and what holds it together. So we are basically just sliding these two bits together. I can't do it one-handed, I'll just do it. Okay, so this just slides in, basically turn it around, it drops down, and I'm assuming that it goes, this little gap here folds over onto the, not very good focus, folds onto the middle one, there like that. Looks on like that. And then that's going to screw in there, waiting for the cords to come through here, which we'll do later. And then we're going to hook this little bit at the top here, which we'll do in a sec. So that little banger is on. Oh, I've got a light there. Probably worse with the light. Is on. I've left it loose at the minute because it's obviously got to engage and disengage the vacuum. I don't know how far it's got to move, whether I'm meant to move it up and down or down a little bit, whatever. So at the minute it's just sitting there. Okay, passenger door is together. Bits are in. This one, I'm not sure which way the bar goes. That one seems to fit the right way with the bits pointing in, but it could be the other way around. We'll see how we go. Looks all pretty good. I've now got this as the leading from, I can't really see with that little, let me zoom in. That little banger down there. I presume it's going to release some vacuum thing. It will undo or suck this banger down here and unlock and lock the passenger door. So it's going to put that in here. That seems to go in these two holes here. These holes here are for if it was a left-hand drive car, it'd be reversed. So that's not needed, this stuff here. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to put it in here from behind, feed it up, and then it'll connect to this somehow. I don't know whether I've got the bits for it. I should, but I'm just going to slide that through and do it lightly. Just so that's in there. I don't know if you can see it sort of screwed in, coming up. But it's all just loose at the minute because I don't know about the adjusting, and I mean, they might just have it loose until the car's running, so I can get the vacuum working on, or watch how it actually works. Technically, yeah, vacuum engages, and if it's locked like that, it will push this up. Can't do it, it'll push it up, which will then push that up like that, obviously, and this thing also locks it in place, sort of thing. Anyway, once it's running, we're gonna have a look. I reckon this might be the piece, but I just can't work out how it goes on yet. So I'll have a play with that and see if I can work it out. If that's it, but it looks like it might sort of slip on top like that, come from behind and slip on top. Not sure. We'll see what happens. See if I can get in there. Okay, so I have run my two vacuum lines into my little banger down here. Can I get a lot of that? That's the way I think it's set up initially. Anything I do here, I may change down the track when I realise I've done it set up all wrong. But that's how I've run them. I initially started to try to feed them down in through there, and I ended up snapping one. So I was in here in the dog leg. Oh, just before that point, I got it to here. Then I fed this new, what do you call it, gaskety thing on it, and then fed it through. It's a pain in the butt. I got to the point where I couldn't pull anymore. I thought it was just a bit stuck. I put it, actually snapped. So I must have had a dog leg somehow. So then I took it out and I refed it back in the other way, and I swapped the end. I swapped it around, so the snap part actually came out far enough to. Can I do that without actually having to stand up because I'm a lazy fucker? And I've reconnected it with another hosting there, so hopefully that's okay. Which I bought from, come down here, in Australia, from Supertube Auto. I was looking for a hose connector, but in the end I think this is actually a vacuum hose from the description, but anyway. Source one of those, it seems to do the job. I mean, I don't know if it's going to do the job or not. I'm going to have to test everything with everything apart. Anyway, clipped it in the way I thought. In the end, I ended up feeding it this way through then and then up through the hole, which was a lot easier. On the other side, which I'll go to anyway, and then fitting this thing was a pain in the ass. I don't know if I've done it right or not. I'll have to recheck that. But that was all a bit. No, it's not sticking out the back. I've got to fit that properly. Hopefully, if I fit it, that was use your own technique to get that little sucker in properly. Jeez, that was not easy. Just to seat it well on there. Anyway, whatever, better than what it was, because this is a crap-assy thing that was in there. Some old crappy, crusty thing, so I'll work on that. That's not sitting properly at all. Anyway, I'll have to do that. I don't know whether the cords are pulling on themselves, whether they're going to snap later when I end up opening and shutting and opening and shutting. I'm just doing my best here. This side, it appears, going a bit off topic, that on my 280SL there's a little vacuum cord there, little yellow one, you might be able to see it, going in. That seems to be the boss of all cords all vacuum into the back half of the back of the car. So it comes in there, and then I fed it down. Had to feed it back in the way I broke the other one. The other side, this one went in easier. Went down through that again, fed on the rubber boot, and then fed it all the way through. Got the yellow one in. I haven't clipped these on properly yet. And then I went the other way with the other ones. No, did I? No, I didn't. Ended up feeding them all this way on this side for whatever reason. Getting it through that little bloody gap there was a pain. But they're through now. I think I ended up chucking one of these on the end, and you'll know what I mean if you do it. And then tried to sort of flip it through. I don't know if there's a panel in there you can take off and get better access. It looks like there might be. There's a little hole back there, but I didn't want to rip all that stuff apart. Anyway, I got them through. And they're a little bit tight. They're pretty loose there. So that's it really for that part. About to feed them onto that from memory, and I'll have to go back and check my pictures. This is number 2. I've lost all the tags. Okay, that's number 1. So the green one looks like it goes on the top. Pretty sure the yellow one has this thing on it. I don't even know what it does. Might put that into Google Docs and chuck it in. That seems to go in the middle connector, and the red one on the bottom. I don't know if that's fact or not. Oh, here we go. That's got a 3 on it. So I'm going to say that's the bottom one of this thing. But that may not be true. So anyway, that's just where I'm at with that. I'll put all these little clippy bangers on them. So I think one goes right in the bottom. Might be the green one, then one in the middle, and then one on the front bit here. And it just sits on there. So I've got pictures somewhere of it. So, but that was excruciatingly boring and hard. But anyway, there you go. Another stage sort of done. So that comes up here. Oh, sorry. So coming out of this door, you got the green cord coming up into that, and then you got this green one here that's gonna feed all the way along to the back of the car, which we'll do another time, and a red one down to the back of the car. And this little green one here, the green thingos, and that thing there connects to the one that's come up, run along here, the one I broke. It goes down, and same with the red. It's the red one here. So the yellow one the yellow one that comes in seems to do all the work. Goes through this little banger here, so when you unlock your car, where is it? Well, then we unlock the car, it then sends a vacuum signal, whatever you want to call it, all the way to the other door to unlock it, and then also sends it down here to unlock the trunk and the fuel thing and everything at the back. So, I don't know, that's what you got to check for, all those spots. That's it. It appears these ones that run to the back of the car probably sit in like that a bit. Can I zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out? So they're going to run down there, run along here under a sill towards the back of the car. I'll put it through there. That might be wrong. Don't take that. But there are definitely 2 little holes here. I'm pretty sure we've got to go through there. There's 3 little, no, there's only 2, which is good. One for the red, one for the green, through here. So put the red one through, and at the moment, I've just pulled it through to here. Red one comes through to there. And I've got this banger that's going to connect onto the end of that. And the other end, I assume somehow, goes on some sort of locking mechanism for the fuel tank, fuel lid, which I can't remember how it works. Or if I've ever got one lying around, must be somewhere. But somehow it's going to connect to probably that there somehow. What have we got here? There's obviously a mechanism somewhere that connects to that hole there that puts a pin in and out to lock it, but I don't know where that is at the minute, but I'll find it. It'll be in a box somewhere. And then the rest of this yellow one, I presume is going to, I can't remember, but I think it's way along here somehow. And hit this lock for the thing here, and that will be with and then there's a green one that connects to it as well, which I'll feed through. Not exactly sure. I'll look for some other videos and see if I can see people with their boots out and see where the cords run. There's a black bit of metal that runs along here for some reason. So whether that does it or not, don't know. Not sure how it gets there. Anyway, I found the bit for the fuel cap. Bottom tube there literally comes out a hole there. It's just a hole. There's nothing. It's an open tube. And this one here, the top one, and if I suck on it, it basically sucks it in like that and locks the thing. It only has there's only a red singular, where's the bit? There's only a red singular part for it, which is that. There's no green equivalent. So that part makes sense that there's only one connecting, because the other part of it doesn't seem to do anything. But how it unlocks, I did some AI research and I googled whatever, and it said there was an internal spring, and it said the internal spring might fail, and that's why it's not pushing back to the unlock position, because there's only. But this isn't rattling, it's not shaking, nothing looks broken. And notice that, and to me it looked like there should have been a spring on that. So I looked in the garage and found that on the ground. So that now goes, sorry for the bad videoing, goes onto that, and that should, I don't know if there's meant to be a washer at the other end or not, I don't know yet, but we'll make it return to the normal position. And so AI apologised to me and said it got confused, so there you go. I'm going to put that in and see if that works. For those who know what they're doing, I had this round the wrong way. I had the bar going that way, so I flipped it around. That's it. Once again, still don't know exactly how it works, but I've got my cord coming through from the front of the car, and this technically goes to the boot lock here. But that's all wired up roughly. That goes down to the door and everything like that. But basically, if I suck on it, I can lock my car door. Locked. Yep. Unlocked. So